Hi, it's John Anderson here from the AI Institute, and today we're talking about the 10 AI transformations you can install in your business in the next 30 days. So, real businesses, real systems, real results. All right, so the real question is everyone knows AI is powerful, confusion is the norm, tools are everywhere, we feel like we're behind. It feels like if we're not watching the latest YouTube video on the latest release or trying out the new thing, we're already 10 years behind. And I get that. We all feel that. But the real question is what can I actually install inside my business now that could transform my business results fast? That's what we want to focus on. So this session isn't about tools and prompts and theories and hyping up the latest release of a new AI model. It's about what can you install in your business now for a measurable outcome. And there's always those numbers in your business that matter most to you. What are the one or two or three critical numbers that you're trying to move that will make the biggest difference? That's what this is about. So this isn't a course, this isn't a tool, this isn't a consultant team. That's not what the AI Institute is about. We're an execution team. Our edge is, we've got a vast experience in business. We've done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, investor and board level advisors. Our team of AI implementation specialists have done lots of stuff around sales automation, legal automation, customer service, finance and ops, logistics and supply chain. And we've got experience inside companies like Apple, Netflix, Zendesk, Atlassian. And multiple of our founders have actually exited companies as well. So think AI plus operators plus execution. And we're all about automations and systems to do two things: increase your revenue and decrease your costs. We don't motivate, we don't hold you accountable, we don't leave you with homework. We build and install systems inside your business. In 90 days, your business, and whenever your business improves, ultimately your life is transformed. So this is one of our founders, Ben Handler, founder of Cohen & Handler, Australia's largest buyers agency, $3 billion in sales, successfully exited multiple businesses, built largest edtech business in Australia to 8 figures, director of the AI Institute. So just an absolute legend and just a top gun at growth ops and building businesses. This is myself. I'm going to admit it, I've got an AI cosmetically touched up photo there. I wish my arms and shoulders were that big, they're not. But yeah, founder of a multi-7-figure SaaS, growth ops for a business that's done over 100 million in sales, deep background in scaling sales and marketing systems, scaling service delivery, and managing and building large teams. So we work with companies anywhere from 500K to 30 million who've got a proven product or service and want to scale sales, marketing, reduce operational and admin costs. Getting less founder involvement, less time doing the grindy stuff that you don't want to do, thousands of hours saved, better customer experience, more sales, and more consistent and better quality leads through AI automations. So now let's get into the juicy part of today's presentation. Here are 10 AI transformations done by our team, already installed in real businesses now. So here's a really fun one. So this was actually done in one of Ben's businesses. So he had 15 sales reps and they were unable to review all sales calls due to volume, that inconsistent sales call quality and massive variance across the sales team. What they did is they put in place automated call reviews. So basically every call was reviewed by AI according to a specific criteria. There was AI sales feedback given and also AI sales simulations. Because here's the thing, as we know, when a new rep comes on board, they're often learning on the customer, right? And the sales results are not what they're going to be after, say, 90 days. They're going to get better. But what if you could have them do simulations with an AI? So instead of learning on your valuable leads, which you might have paid a lot of money for, they're learning with AI. So that's how that works. And it's so good. And so they ended up with a 9% conversion boost, which actually resulted in 1.12 million extra revenue. So now 9% is not double or anything like that, but when you're already performing at a high level of sales conversion, maybe converting 20% of leads and you get up an extra 9%, that's really significant. So that's great. Now this is a really fun one. So one of our team worked with a pawn store in Sydney and they actually had 8 outlets. And what they had was they had a room out the back with just massive amounts of dead inventory. So this was stock that was just not moving. And it couldn't move because it was out the back. And then they also had a lack of visibility on sales performance. So they didn't know what stock to bring from out the back to have in the prime positions near the counter and stuff like that. So what they actually did was she worked with their team to create a database of all 40,000 of their products and get them onto a big vector, if you like. And then they were able to use AI to analyze all the products for sales performance. And what's cool about this is a project that really needs some sort of AI machine learning, because a human can't really deal with the numbers around 40,000 different products. It's just too many variables to deal with, whereas an AI just eats that stuff up. So once they did that, they were able to work out things like, iPhones were not selling that well, that people would bring in old iPhones to sell, and they were just not hot sellers. But if you're on the desk, you might think, everyone wants an iPhone, right? So you would buy it, but then, it's going to sit, and that's a lot of money tied up. So they stopped buying stock that didn't move. They worked out things around time of day and things like that, like which products sold best at which times of day. And they were able to put the hot selling products in pride of place near the counter and stop buying products that didn't work. But here's the cherry on the cake. Once they had everything in this big vector database, they were able to automatically upload them onto e-commerce platforms as well, like eBay. The end result of this whole project, and this is they had 8 outlets for their retail stores. They got a 40% sales boost. 40%, that's just absolutely transformational for retail stores. So amazing result there. Let's now look at transformation number 3. Now, this was in one of the companies that I've been a partner in. So we had maybe hundreds, if not thousands, of customer service emails coming in every single week. And there was basically a manual response. So we'd have a team and they'd be writing out responses to all those emails, and they were repetitive. I mean, there's a lot of ones about, can I get access to this? What about a refund? Or what about, can I buy this product? Just a lot of the same comments coming in over and over again. And it's just a high repetitive workload for support staff. So we trained up an AI support agent that could deal with these. And what would happen is, every time a new request or support ticket came in, an automatically drafted email was done. And all the team had to do was quickly run their eyes over it, make sure it was great, and then send it. And about 90% of them required no changes. And what was great about this is sometimes with, customer service requests, you get like an essay, right? Like people write this big bunched up email with a lot of different things going on. And if you're a customer service person at late night on a, late afternoon on a Friday, you're like, maybe don't get every single bit of it, or miss a little bit of it, or don't catch the emotion behind it. Whereas, an agent can be really good at capturing this, and it keeps the same sort of friendly, enthusiastic, compassionate tone throughout. So not only were we saving hundreds and hundreds of hours each year, the quality went up as well. And it was never making mistakes because it was trained on a tight data set of all our past responses and everything about the company. And B, we'd have a final human review anyway. We also installed a chatbot so people could just chat to the chatbot before even doing an email, and that helped a lot as well. So this was just a massive reduction of time spent on customer service. We're talking thousands of hours a year. All right, so here's a fun one. So one of our implementation partners, who are the team that work with our clients, works with a lot of e-com businesses. And he worked with a company that they had unclear and inaccurate numbers. So the CEO was never exactly sure of what was going on in their business at any given time. They could find the numbers, but they'd have to search here for some numbers and here for some numbers, which meant they were unable to make confident decisions. They were also paying too much for ads and also paying too much for shipping. So what he did was he implemented them a CEO dashboard, and this is one of our strong suits. So we can implement an actual CEO dash that has the critical numbers that matter most to you updated in real time. So you can just see it right there, crystal clear, and have it customizable to your specific needs. And this is like, I guess without this, you're just driving through the snow. It's very hard to know exactly where you're going. The other thing he did was AI ad optimization. So if you've got products on Amazon, a large part of your actual revenue is just going on ads, basically. That's the power of Amazon. They can just charge, 25% in a sort of pay to play thing. So your product can be seen by customers with ads. And he developed a kind of simple tool for the clients so that they got a 20% ad cost reduction through this automated tool. And the final thing is logistics routing. Amazon decides where which port your products go into when they come from China. And if they go into California, you save thousands of dollars compared to if they go to another port. So he developed a software that made it so that your products always went to the closest port. So it's just a small thing, but these sort of things really add up. So you've got the dashboard, the clarity, you've got the 20% ad cost reduction. Who wouldn't want to pay 20% less in ads, whether you're on Meta or YouTube or LinkedIn or X or whatever. And then you've got the thousands of dollars saved per shipment. And this is the sort of transformation that we excel in. So here's another really fun one. This is actually one of our founders' businesses. His wife manages it, but he kind of set it up from an AI perspective. So they didn't have any Pilates clinics. They were a complete startup. Most companies, or what's common in the industry, is they do social media ads and then relentless outbounding. So he wanted to do something different. He didn't want to hire a big sales team, a big customer service team. So what they did is they had AI create the ads. Then they did automated AI outreach to the leads. They had automated booking, and they had all their questions answered by an AI agent, and people could just book in automatically. And the founder only speaks to people when ready to buy and have questions. So his wife only speaks to people when they're ready to buy and have a few questions. So very minimal time. Now, they got their first clinic fully booked out and profitable in 2 to 3 weeks. They've already scaled to 3 clinics because it's such a lean and beautiful model. No sales team, fully automated social media. So the real human component of that business is exactly what it should be. You know, it's the actual amazing teachers in the actual Pilates clinic. So just an incredible result there. And they can just keep scaling these out because they're so lean and so profitable. So amazing result. So here's another fun one that our implementation partners did. This was with a legal company. They had unused dormant Outlook database with 4,000 leads. This is surprisingly common. You know, people will have leads that they've sort of given up on, or they're not communicating with every week, and there's no effective follow-up system. So they did an AI personalized reactivation campaign. So emails going out, and when people respond, it communicates with them back and forth and qualifies them for a phone call. They end up getting 500 replies to this campaign and 100% increase in sales in 90 days. That is just incredible. And that's just, you know, they're just sitting on that gold mine, not doing anything with it. And I guarantee there is a gold mine in your business that you would be sitting on and not doing anything with. So this is a fun one. This was at Ben's business, the AI Institute. They created what's called a digital twin. So imagine if you had like an AI holographic version of yourself that knows pretty much everything you know about the business and about your products and services, and people can speak to that instead of you. So they created that for Ben, and this saved hundreds of hours each year, and a lot of faster onboarding of staff, and also great client improvement as well. So here's a really fun one. So if you've ever seen the back and forth of emails in the accounts department, often what happens is, you know, they'll be going back and forth with clients saying, hey, or vendors, hey, we need a company name on this invoice, or we need more details about this payment, etc. And there's a lot of back and forth. So we put in place an agent in a company, and it would basically go back and forth until any situation was resolved, and then automatically put the details into Xero. There was automated invoicing, automated follow-ups, which resulted in hundreds of hours saved and faster cash flow. So absolute win there. So here's transformation number 9. So this is about AI agents in the org chart, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But there was a real estate company, and there was hundreds of hours spent by setters manually reaching out to leads. What they created was an AI agent that could text, email, go back and forth with clients, that knew everything about the products and services, and it was trained in consultative selling. Not only that, it could also do emails, and it could also prompt people if they wanted to actually speak to an AI customer service assistant and actually answer questions about the product or service, because some people prefer to have a voice conversation. So this is like setting a call, but it's actually setting a call with AI. And what they found, that there was 60% more take up of speaking to an AI customer service consultant, or I should say sales consultant, as opposed to a human, simply because sales resistance, right? So obviously I would say that AI is not going to have the same persuasive power as a human, but just to take the conversation forward and get 60% more at bats, i.e. 60% more chances to keep that conversation going, and then move it over to a human, that's definitely a win. And it's just really showing what it's like now with AI, that you can have literally thousands of hours saved in the sales process and still be moving prospects through the funnel. So that's super powerful. So here's a really fun one. So one of our team worked with a company. They had a $10,000 a month setter team, manual lead outreach, slow follow-up. They put in place an automated SMS and email follow-up system, which had instant response to leads and very intelligent follow-up. It resulted in 30 extra sales appointments per month and $70,000 in additional monthly revenue from those appointments. So, and not only that, you've got the saving of the $10,000 a month that you were spending on the setter team. So you're keeping your closers more busy, your top salespeople more busy, giving them more people to speak to, and you're reducing cost as well. So I said 10. I'm also going to give you one more, a bonus transformation. So this was for an HR consultancy. They were spending up to 3 to 4 hours per proposal, like a sales proposal, and they got that down to 30 minutes with an automated process. So what was really cool about this is it used to take them like a few days to get these out, because when something takes 3 to 4 hours, you can't necessarily get it done that very afternoon after a sales conversation. So once they were able to get it done in 30 minutes through this automated AI process, then all of a sudden they could send it out straight after the sales conversation, which meant that they could close a lot more deals, because, you know, delay kills deals and speed to lead wins deals. So proposals were sent same day as the discovery call, and we're talking many hours per month freed, 30 plus hours per month of time freed up for the for the leadership team. So that was absolutely awesome. So the pattern is clear. AI removes bottlenecks, AI creates leverage, AI turns chaos into systems. And the mistake is trying to do this alone because you don't know what you don't know, or picking the wrong projects. So what we do is our business coach identifies your top 3 to 5 leverage points for 10x outcomes fast. So it's like, what are actually those projects that are going to move the needle in the most positive way for your business? There's 1,000 things you could do. What are those vital for you versus the trivial many? Then our implementation partners build and installs the systems with you and your team. So for example, they might be working with your marketing manager or your ops manager or your sales manager, etc. And then we've also got our amazing performance coach who's sort of working with you the whole time just to make sure the whole project stays on track. So super powerful. And, I guess one of the things we really focus on is like, you've got a typical org chart, which is just a whole bunch of people. We all know what that looks like. But how can we add extra AI agents into your workflow that can power through projects and tasks 24/7? They don't need they don't need super high wages, etc. They just get the work done, and they can be such an aid to you and your leadership team. So we've covered 11 AI transformations to inspire your next step, the potential AI agents in your org chart, and why the time to act is now. So what's your next best step to take advantage of this opportunity and increase profit and decrease costs in your business? So basically the way I see it is you're at a crossroads. So you can continue kind of experimenting with AI. I'm sure you've had some massive gains from it. You can continue to test tools and try to piece it together internally. And eventually you'll get there. But of course, AI is moving forward. So we're always moving forward so fast. So where is there? But while you're figuring out, your competitors are also installing AI. You're leaving potential profit on the table, and you and your team still remain deeply immersed in operations as a bottleneck. So what we want is for you to become an AI-empowered business. So you install AI properly in the key, most critical areas, remove operational drag, increase margin, increase speed, increase scale, and do it in the next 30 to 90 days. So what happens if you wait? So nothing changes. You keep moving at whatever pace you're doing, which might be fine, but what's possible if you move faster? More leads, more sales conversion, more operational costs. You're no longer the bottleneck. Obviously, there's no downside to moving forward. There's only advantage to getting this done quicker. And, I would also say, isn't it incredible when you can get something off your plate that used to take, 6 to 10 hours a week, and just whether it's to another human or whether it's to an AI process, and you've got all this time either to work on more strategic things, bring more money into the business, more clients, more deals, doing more strategic projects, launching a new product line, etc., or just having more time with your family, being able to leave the office early on a Friday, pick up your kids, take them somewhere, take a Friday off, have a long weekend. It's about quality of life as well. So obviously I mentioned we're not really for startups. We work with businesses doing, 300K plus to 30 million revenue. We want people that want to execute, that want to grow. We want to work with ambitious, decisive founders. The bigger you are, the more leverage, I would say as well. So the next step is book an AI strategy call with one of our growth advisors. We'll help you identify your highest ROI AI opportunities. We'll show you where you could be leaking margin, where you could be wasting thousands of hours per year on tasks that could be easily automated. We outline what the next 30 to 90 days could look like if we work together, and you get clarity. And if we can help you, we'll show you how we can help you. And if we just both decide it's not a fit, you'll still walk away with massive insight. So you'll see a link to book that call somewhere around this video. So go ahead and do that now. So I guess this is all about you getting the fast mover advantage. You do not want to be behind in the most critical technological revolution, maybe since the Industrial Revolution. I would say this is maybe even as big as the Industrial Revolution. It's such a huge transformation, and you don't want to be playing catch up. AI will not replace business owners. Business owners who install AI at a rapid pace will replace those who don't. Every month you delay, margin compounds elsewhere. Systems compound elsewhere. Speed compounds elsewhere. Clients go elsewhere. This is the biggest leverage shift of our lifetime. You can lead it or chase it, and you want to be a leader. You want to get ahead of this. This is also the biggest wealth building opportunity of our lifetime. We spoke about adding AI agents to your org chart. This is people that can be doing tasks that you would have used to been paying, maybe $20 an hour, $30 an hour, even $50 an hour for, that you can be now getting done for free. You can be doing projects that you could have never done before. You can be increasing your sales and revenue and adding new product lines, but it just takes having the knowledge and then having an execution team. And we can partner with you and become that execution team to help you move faster than you ever dreamed possible. So if you're ready to increase revenue, decrease cost, remove yourself as a bottleneck, install AI at the core, the only next step for you now is to book the strategy call, and we can have a conversation about what's possible for you based on your specific business needs. And as I said, AI won't replace business owners. Business owners who install AI at a rapid pace and the correct, most strategic projects will replace those who don't, because this is literally a 10x business building opportunity. So thank you so much for spending this time together today. For those of you whom we both find that there is a fit, we look forward to working with you and taking your business forward in quantum leaps. And if it's not a fit, no problem at all. We thank you for coming as well. Thanks so much.